Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining the Christian View today, where we've been talking about Shop-A-Holics and the shopping addiction. And this, we're going to talk about overcoming this addiction. You know, you may be a shopaholic, Lee, if you start lying about what you've bought, or if you just really cannot stop yourself from getting in the car and going and buying something, or no matter what store you're in, you have to buy something in that store before you leave.
Yes, and that is true, Jackie. And when we think about the society that we live in, where compulsive buying, you know, because we're such a materialistic culture, that people tend to want to keep up with the newest trends and newest fads, and we oftentimes value ourselves and our self-esteem based upon what we have, what we wear. Are we able to look like the Joneses? Are we able to fit in with the most modern day trends? But we do have a remedy when we go back to the Word. The Bible teaches us first and foremost to have temperance in all things, you know, and we have to understand that anything that where we are going too far and too much excess is out of order, and definitely when it's coming into affecting our lives, our relationships, and when we cannot control anything to the point that it is taken away from our well-being, that is when we need help, right? That's when we have to seek out help.
There was a movie, had Lindsay Lohan in it, I think. It was called Shop-A-Holic.
Really?
Yes, and I just remember feeling so sad as I watched it. It's a disease. It really is a disease, just like alcoholic, or you put that. It really is an addiction. I think people laugh and like that's a funny term, but it's not a funny term if you are related to that person that really has it.
That's part of what makes it continue, is that we make so much. We make light of it. You know, we joke around about it a whole lot, and so we don't take it as something serious. But it's really hurting people's lives, and it's hurting people's marriages, that I think you said before.
That's why I think it's so wonderful that Dave Ramsey is doing what he's doing. Financial peace, and I know there's other ministries out there that are helping people. You know, in the marriage ministry, that is the #1 cause of divorce and contention in the home, strife in the home. I know we've experienced it in my own home when my husband had a change of jobs, and it affected us financially, and there was not the communication.
Have you ever lied about something you bought? I have, Cameron.
I don't think so.
I have lied about what I bought.
I'm going to share
I have tried to hide things and pull it out at a later date to try to ease it in.
She's not going to admit it now. No.
I have a sister. She probably isn't watching. Hope she's not. But anyway, she used to write her check at the grocery store, and she'd add like an extra $50 on there to get the cash back to go shopping. And I remember saying,
that's smart. Still that smart.
But you know, in life, one sin leads to another sin, to another sin, and that depravity.
Once you begin to hide, you know that there's more coming. You know, everything is an entrance into something else. You know, so when we make light of it, and we just play and have fun with it and begin to lie about it and everything else, it leads us to other things, just like a drug. And so it's important that we understand that.
Says our sin will find us out.
And James tells us that we're drawn away by our own lust, and then it takes us to sin, and sin leads to death. And it's that death of self-respect and respect of our marriage or whatever if we're not taking.
Satan loves it.
And when we really look at it from a standpoint of becoming addicted to the point that it really is hurting us, we have to find out ways in which we can approach it to change what we're doing. You know, many times we tell people, especially as Christians, to pray, to seek God, but there's also some activities and some things that you have to put into place. Your mind is a powerful thing. You know,
there's Shop-A-Holics.
There are actually places you can go to get help, just like they have 12 steps for those on alcohol. They have addiction recovery for those that are addicted to shopping, because what you really are dealing with, a lot of times, because we talked about it earlier, people are trying to become happy. And when they shop, it's making them feel good. And most of us want to feel good, our subjective well-being. So you shop, and dopamine is released in the brain.
You know, that's all true, but we're also very vain people.
True, yes.
We're just very vain
people. But if they get in that habit
and that's so wrong, too.
Right, if they get in that habit, then they get stuck there. And before you know it, it's carrying over years and years of excess and spending.
So what are some of the things that we can do or recommend, you know, our friends
Get a hobby.
Get a hobby. Find other things to to do.
Don't sit around and wait. Yes, do something. Be proactive. Definitely.
Hey, confess it to a friend and take them with you.
Take them with
and
you.
say, I've got to go buy some loaf bread.
Yeah.
Please don't let me buy anything else.
Yeah, right.
I mean, my goodness, please don't let me buy that red dress and those shoes. I just got to get loaf bread.
Right.
Listen, I send my husband to the grocery store sometimes. I say, you just, on your way home, stop and get that, because I know if I go, I might end up buying.
You cannot go in Walmart and get one.
I can't get one thing.
Can go in
sometimes.
Walmart and get one thing. It ain't gonna happen.
So that, well, that's my protective measure. Have him stop on the way home from work.
You can't go in Walmart and buy one thing. Nobody can do that.
When I came here from California, I got acclimated to the dollar store, and I used, you start going to the dollar store, and then you find out this is not the dollar store. This is the $200 store.
Yeah.
Because you come out with $1 of everything, and and it just gets you all over again.
That's right.
And I think when Rebecca was asking earlier, what are some strategies? One of the strategies that we teach, it is so profound to me because it also is a biblical strategy. Same from looking at it from psychology. The first thing for anyone to get over any addiction is to first admit that you have a problem. Exactly. And I think that's what the Bible also teaches us, to confess it, so that we can forsake it and move forward. And many times people don't admit that I really am compulsed with this shopping, and I cannot let it go. It's driving my life. And that is to the point where...
Think about how many people lay in bed at night and worry, with that worry on their mind of how much they've spent that they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And that bill is going to be coming.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And you get more and more depressed. You did it to be out of your depression, but then you did something that made you even worse, and the cycle continues.
So maybe shopping is not cheaper than a psychiatrist.
One thing that we've done for our children is giving them credit cards earlier and earlier and earlier, teaching them if you want it, you can get it. Just have this handy in case you do. And then they've grown up to be adults that just pull out that credit card and pull out that credit card, and I want it, I see it, I get it.
Yeah,
that's it.
exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
But they're living in a much more competitive world than we are, Dawn.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got
brands
to.
are important. I got to have a certain
they're
type of
growing up.
clothing. Yeah.
I didn't mind having that pattern and those fabrics.
That's right.
I mean, everybody in my class did, you know.
Right.
But it's not like that anymore.
That's right. We had a lot of homemade things going
We did
up.
too.
And,
Everything has to not be a brand name and those kind of things. So
But as parents, we want our kids to have better than we had.
Yeah, right.
And I think it's more than just food, clothes. I think you can buy too much food. Yeah. You can go out to eat too much. You can do
if you're addicted
everything.
in that
if you're
area,
addicted,
you're probably addicted in many more.
That's right.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.